Hi guys, welcome back to iAesthetics. Today we are just going to do a very simple beginner's basic tutorial on Procreate. This is for anyone who just got Procreate, is just starting out, just starting to explore. So I hope this video will be helpful. Let's get started. So let's go into Procreate and go ahead and hit that little plus in the corner and you've got your canvases. The little black box in the top corner is how you can make your original canvases. I do not mess with any of these categories. The only thing that you can probably do is dimensions. And this is pretty much, you can make your own custom canvas, how big you want it, how small you want it. You want your DPI to be at 500. It'll just give you a good quality picture. For this video, I'm going to use a screen size canvas, which should already be built into your Procreate. The little round button on top are your palettes and your colors. You have different ways that you can look at it. You can do the circular one, you can do a square one. And if you go into your actual palettes, you can even make your own color palettes if you're working on a specific illustration, a specific drawing, and you don't want to forget what colors you're using. This is an amazing tool for that. So you just hit your new palette, and every time you use a color, you just click on the little box on the bottom and add it in, and it'll automatically save it. So let's put a little yellow, little red, just to show you guys. And you can keep going, keep building, and it automatically starts saving it. You can even title your palette. That way you don't forget, especially if you're working on several projects at the same time. So just click on, just click on where it says untitled, and you can just put in your title. We're just gonna name it test because this is a test. All right, let's go into our tools. As you can see, there is a variety of tools for us to use. We're just gonna go into the sketching pencil though and choose a 6B pencil and work with that today. And on the left side, we have two bars, size, opacity, and they're both very helpful tools when you're working on a drawing or illustration, or even when you're just sketching. So just gonna show you guys different sizes, different thickness. It's just like drawing with a real pencil. It's actually really cool. And it gets thinner as you go smaller. The brush is going to be a little bit more tricky because you'll have smaller strokes as the size goes smaller, but pretty much the same concept. Big is thicker, and then as you go down, your lines will get finer and smaller. And same thing with the opacity, it'll just get lighter and lighter as you go down. All right, let's go over some basic shapes. The great thing about Procreate is you don't have to be an expert at making a circle. Once you draw it, hold the Apple Pencil on the screen in place and it'll change the shape. And if you put your finger on the canvas as well, not on the shape, just anywhere on the canvas, it'll turn into a perfect shape, but your pencil has to stay in place. Same thing with any other shapes. With the square, if you hold it in place, the lines will get cleaned up and they'll become straight. And the coloring process is so easy. You go pick your color and drag it from the little circle on top and just drag the circle into your shape and it fills the whole thing automatically. But you have to have clean lines and closed lines for it to fill. Let me show you guys an example of a shape that is not completely closed. So your fill-in will not work if there is an open space, because then the color will leak out all over your canvas as such. But if we go in and close our lines up and then drag our circle in, our color in, ta-da! Another great tool is our pointer tool, that little arrow on top. Once you click it, whatever shape is on that layer, you can move around. You can make it small, you can make it big, just drag the corners. It's really cool. On the bottom, you'll see all the tools as well. You can change the shape, you can change its direction, lots of options. All right, let's draw some lines. Squiggly line, easy enough, just like on paper. The cool thing with straight lines is if you draw the line and once again, don't lift up your Apple Pencil, hold it in place, it becomes nice and straight. And then if you put your finger on anywhere on the canvas, it'll actually become a completely straight horizontal line. Once again, if you want to make like a zigzag line or a pattern, once you're done, hold it in place. Do not lift the pencil off the canvas and it becomes nice and crisp and clean. All right, let's go into our eraser tool, which is on the top in the middle. It looks like an eraser. Same thing, you have the size, you have the opacity. All right, let's go into the two little arrows on the bottom left of your screen. Once you erase something or do anything, if you hit the top one, it'll go back one step. As many times as you need, one step. If you click on the bottom arrow, it'll go forward one step. Honestly, these are probably going to be the most helpful tools because sometimes we all make mistakes and it's just such an easy way to go back. And if we change our mind on going back, you can go forward. All right, next is the smudge tool, the little hand with the pointing finger. And like the name, it smudges whatever you want to smudge. Same thing, you can make it big, you can make it small. It's actually really, really cool if you work with a lot of textures. So definitely something to experiment and practice with. Another cool option with the eraser is that you can pick different eraser shapes depending on the tool you're using. So if you actually click on the eraser tool, so this is the normal one that I use, but if you click on it, it'll show you the same exact tools that you draw with, except these are the same tools to erase with as well. This is really amazing, especially if for your entire piece or illustration, you're using 1 to 2 tools. It's just for consistency with the same texture and the same shapes when you're erasing, and you can even use it as texturing tools. So I love this option. I think it's genius. So something that's very important is the gallery button on the top left. You will always be able to go back and forth with your progress work with the arrows on the bottom unless you hit that gallery button and get out of your canvas. If you do that and you go back in, as you can see, you do not have the option to go back or forward with any of your steps. All right, guys, I hope this video was informative. I hope you guys were able to learn a couple of new things. If not, maybe it was just like a little reminder and revision. Next video, I will be going into shading, just basic shading, and we're gonna dive into alpha locks, layers, and masks, and all that fun stuff that really makes your art piece come together. So stay tuned. If you like what you see, definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Sending lots of love, lots of good vibes. Peace.